Hey guys, welcome to the Liberal Hive Mind, a channel solely focused on exposing the abundant hypocrisy of the left. Did you really expect anything different? Did you think that there was going to be accountability, that people would resign from their post, that they would admit wrongdoing and reform, that there would be oversight? Obviously, that was never going to happen. The FBI has been caught, period. Lying under oath repeatedly, misleading the American people, violating Americans' protected speech, violating individuals' constitutional rights and using social media platforms as a proxy to do so, and even using taxpayer dollars in those efforts, not only at Twitter but at multiple different social media platforms. They have been caught. It's not deniable, it's not arguable, it's not speculation, it's fact. We know they did it. We have the receipts. And so we know that they were involved in massive, covert, shadowy propaganda and censorship campaigns. And so knowing that, the question is, how are they going to respond? Are they going to do something about it? How are they going to respond to the uncovering of this massive propaganda and censorship effort? Well, take a wild guess. They're responding with more propaganda and probably some more censorship, but so far the propaganda part is a check in the box. The FBI releases an official statement in response to the Twitter files, and I'm not going to tiptoe around it, I'm not going to sugarcoat it. Their response is absolutely disgusting. Let me show you guys exactly what I mean, and let's totally debunk this ridiculous statement that they just released. You got some stuff to get into, so let's roll the tape. Alright folks, so normally I'd probably say something like, you guys aren't gonna believe what happened or what these people said, but in this case, you guys are 100% gonna believe this because it's pretty much what was expected. The FBI responds. Breaking. FBI cries conspiracy theorists and misinformation in response to Elon Musk's Twitter files. Take a look at this.
Alert now, we are getting our first response from the FBI to the Twitter file dumps. The statement reads, the correspondence between the FBI and Twitter show nothing more than examples of our traditional, long-standing and ongoing federal government and private sector engagements, which involve numerous companies over multiple sectors and industries. As evidenced in the correspondence, the FBI provides critical information to the private sector in an effort to allow them to protect themselves and their customers. The men and women of the FBI work every day to protect the American public. It is unfortunate that conspiracy theorists and others are feeding the American public misinformation with the sole purpose of attempting to discredit the agency. That just in.
It's unfortunate that conspiracy theorists and others are feeding the American people or the American public misinformation with the sole purpose of attempting to discredit the agency. What did I just read? Every single part of that sentence and that statement is incorrect, misleading. It is pure propaganda. I mean, let's really break it down piece by piece. It's really unfortunate that conspiracy theorists, really, this shows you that the term conspiracy theorist is being used as intended. This is what the term was invented for. Conspiracy theorist is a catch-all term that is used by powerful government agencies and entities to discredit their detractors. Don't listen to the tinfoil hat people, folks. They're crazy. They're conspiracy theorists. It's used as a distraction, as an emotional weapon to label their detractors. That's exactly what they're doing. But if you actually think about what a conspiracy theorist is, well, the individuals promoting whatever the narrative or story is would have to be peddling in theory. Except the FBI's involvement at Twitter to censor the American people, subvert the Constitution, suppress and ban people's protected legal speech is not a theory, as we stated on multiple occasions. They also claim later in the sentence that they're using misinformation. Well, again, there's no misinformation and there's no theory here. It's all fact, provable, with receipts. The FBI also said this, which is going to be relevant.
The FBI finally responding to the explosive Twitter files and Elon Musk exposing the collusion. The Bureau claims they did not send Twitter any, quote, specific instructions or details regarding the Hunter Biden laptop story.
So let's really try to put this into perspective. perspective. Earlier, Twitter said that individuals were pushing misinformation about the agency. Misinformation. They then went on to say that we did not provide Twitter with any specific instruction or details regarding the Hunter Biden laptop story. But that right there is the only example that I've seen so far of misinformation. That, and of course the idea that the Hunter Biden laptop story was, quote, Russian misinformation, that was the true misinformation. But essentially the agency is claiming that they didn't tell Twitter to censor anything. I present to you Exhibit A. During these weekly meetings, the federal law enforcement agencies communicated that they expected, quote, hack and leak operations by state actors might occur in the period shortly before the 2020 presidential election, likely in October. I was told in these meetings that the intelligence community expected that individuals associated with political campaigns would be subject to hacking attacks, and that materials obtained through those hacking attacks would likely be disseminated over social media platforms, including Twitter. These expectations of hack and leak operations were discussed throughout 2020. I also learned in these meetings that there were rumors that a hack and leak operation would involve Hunter Biden. The FBI was objectively prepping Twitter to censor a story that was supposedly going to be a hack and leak operation. Russian disinformation. A month before the election, they even had the date and everything down, and they knew that it was involving Hunter Biden. They were literally telling Twitter to censor the upcoming Hunter Biden supposed Russian hacked materials. Yet they are seriously making the claim that they did not provide Twitter any specific instructions or details regarding the Hunter Biden laptop story. That is an absolute objective, flat out lie. The FBI is seriously taking the defense here that they weren't instructing Twitter to suppress anyone, at least not American citizens. They were just working real hard to save Americans from foreign and domestic threats. Except, once again, it's a lie. That's the real misinformation. Let's not forget this email. Hello, Twitter contacts. FBI San Francisco is notifying you of the accounts below, which may potentially constitute violations of Twitter terms of service for any action or inaction deemed inappropriate within Twitter policy. And the same response that we saw from Twitter employees over and over again was handled. We took care of the accounts. Twitter was working directly for the FBI as an extension, as an arm of the agency, doing their bidding when it came to censorship, propaganda, even war propaganda that they were doing for the Pentagon. Yet they have the audacity to claim that anybody who questions this is a conspiracy theorist. And one of the most insulting parts of their statement is that the individuals who are pointing this stuff out are merely doing it to, quote, discredit the agency. Now, the only people discrediting the agency are the power-hungry, power-tripping FBI officials and agents, lawyers, engaged in a proxy censorship campaign, violating Americans' constitutional rights. Those people are discrediting themselves, and the individuals who are calling out this corruption for what it is, paying attention, and are frankly horrified and mortified of what's going on behind the scenes, those people aren't conspiracy theorists who are trying to damage the reputation of an unquestionable federal agency. Those people are who we call, or what we call, concerned patriots. People who are doing the right thing and calling out corruption where they see it. This is pure, by definition, gaslighting. That's exactly what this is. People use the term gaslighting in all kinds of different ways. This right here, what you're witnessing, this is gaslighting. Don't pay attention to our detractors. They're just crazy kooks watching too much Alex Jones, trying to discredit our amazing organization. No, you were caught red-handed, and the people who are concerned are patriots. Period. People who actually care about corruption and the state of their country. You know, these federal agents and these federal agencies are always going on about how patriotic they are, how they're serving the American public. Well, you don't get to make that stance and gloat about your patriotism when what you're doing, the corrupt censorship campaigns that you're a part of, would make the founding fathers roll in their graves. It's all just so incredibly deceptive and despicable. But again, as stated in the intro, it's not exactly surprising. The FBI's response to their corrupt and frankly illegal actions is gaslighting and propaganda. Absolutely disgusting. And if anything, it just piles on and essentially proves the current critics even more right. That's what I got for you guys though. Hopefully you enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure to leave a like and possibly subscribe to the channel if you guys are up for it. I'm gonna get out of here. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.